What's up, guys? I'm Will Scully with AudioSavings.com. We're here hanging out in Anaheim, NAMM 2015. We've got Dave with Beyerdynamics, and I just got to put this out there. I've been running these headphones forever, maybe the last 15 years. Pair after pair, I've gone through a few, but they are the best sounding headphones on the market, in my opinion. They sound absolutely wonderful, and we've got different versions of the Beyerdynamic, the DT series, with different impedances, and Dave's going to take us into that and explain to us just a little bit about what it means to run headphones at a different impedance, what the different costs might be, and also what's important to know about it.
Yeah, thank you. We have two different headphones we're going to show in multiple impedances. Beyerdynamics been around for 90 years. The DT770 Pro has been a studio standard, and I know that phrase is overused at every single booth in this enormous hall, but this truly is a studio standard going back to the 70s. Typically available in 250 ohm. 250 ohm is a very strong transducer, and it takes a very strong headphone amplifier to push it. Kind of what you would find in $1 million Neve consoles or SSL consoles. The industry moved to computer-based recording, which were rack mount devices, sometimes USB powered devices that powered lower impedance headphones. And that's where we moved to an 80 ohm version, which looks identical, to address that. Now we have customers recording on iPads and iPhones, and they don't understand what impedances are because they didn't go to recording school. They just found software that worked for them, and then they could record wherever they wanted to. Thing is, these things run on batteries. They can't support a high-powered headphone amp. So we developed a 16 ohm version of the DT770. It's so new, you can see it's just a prototype sticker there. And what we're trying to do is to communicate to these people, these kids who are recording on mobile devices, the impedance story. And it's very difficult. They just want something that plays loud. So that's what we're trying to get across. So once again, we have the DT770 in 250 ohm, 80 ohm, and 16 ohm right here in prototype form.
Let me, that's terrific. Let me ask you a question. So the 250, the 160, and the 80, Dave, whenever you go, like for instance, I run the 250s. I don't really know what that means. I know it sounds great, but whenever you go and you drop the ohms, you go into less ohms, does it require more power, and if so, or less? And then if so, what are you getting out of the audio, the dynamics of it by doing that?
Right, dynamics is exactly what it is. 250 ohms provides a lot of resistance to the amplifier that's pushing it. So it's a high power transducer that's going to push back against that amplifier. The amplifier on the other end is higher powered, so there's resistance there, and what that gives you is dynamic range. Really soft signals playing the same time as really loud signals is how you can define dynamic range. Okay. Now you do lose a little bit when you go in lower impedance because the headphone pushes back less against a lower powered headphone amp. So the dynamic range is not as great, but it plays louder, which is what guys need when they're recording on the go.
Yeah, so cool, you know, and it takes a company that takes their job seriously enough to really get into it and offer you a product that is that cool and that dynamic. Now, if you're running the 160 ohms, well, first, do we have a price point on those yet?
These are the 250 ohm is $249.
Correct.
The 80 ohm is $229. And this, we're going to the 16 ohm, we're going to try to get at $199.
Yeah, okay.
But it's difficult. One thing that's is an advantage and a disadvantage for us is all of these are hand built in Germany. These are not made in Asia, so the labor is more expensive, the parts are more expensive and higher quality, and we have to deal with the exchange rate. Yeah. So it's difficult for us to hit, you know, really, really cheap price points. We like to build professional tools and give a good value.
So true, you know, but hey, if you want a Chinese-made headphone, there's other booths around here.
There's a lot of options, yeah.
There's some options out there, more than you think. So so that's why it's so cool to find a company. If you know anything about Germany, man, those guys, they take their audio very, very seriously over there.
Getting a BMW, that's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So very cool. And then we've covered everything. We've got the 250, the 160, we got the 80s. What's cool, I was on my second pair of 250s. They just started wearing out on me, and I got to tell you, no one uses these headphones more than I do. Last question, Dave, is there a pair of headphones up here for me?
Sure. We take PayPal.
Yeah.
I can swipe your credit card, or cash is always.
Because I was eyeing those 250 ohms,
Right.
but you know what? I just had to ask. I'm that guy. So guys, thank you so much for all your Beyerdynamic products. That's microphones, that's headphones. You call me, Will, at audiosavings.com.